Hello and welcome to motocross here on Eurosport. We're going World Championship of Motocross once again, and we're going to start off with the 250cc category from Borgo Maggiore in San Marino, Italy. It's the 10th round of the World Motocross Championship, and this time for the 125s, there's only one group. Now we are in fact looking at the 125s, not the 250s we're starting off with. And this from Jinin, in fact, in the south of the Czech Republic. The Italian Eric Carmelengo taking the pole position in the first group. Considered one of the championship outsiders at the beginning of the year, but looking for some points now at this point in the season. Well, I'm in good shape at the moment. It'll be very important to have a good start, to battle all the race long, and to try and stay on the pace. Second fastest is the Frenchman Luigi Segui, number 28. He's actually fourth in the championship, but he lives in Italy, and he's very happy with his new team and the new motorbike for this year. It looks good, because I didn't think I'd be so fast. But my group wasn't very fast, and my father told me I should be able to achieve second fastest. I'm very happy I was able to, because Bob Moore was in my group, and he's always very fast in practice. I watched him ride and managed to set my time. I'm very happy with that. So third fastest is Alex Bellametti, number 23. And fourth fastest is another Frenchman, Nicolas Charlier, on number 42. Pole position in the B group is for Sebastian Tortelli, no great surprise. And in fact, he's a second faster than anyone else. He's already a champion, but he is suffering a bit of a hand injury. But he's still going for outright victory, there's no doubt about that. Well, Tortelli just tending to that wounded hand after practice, and told us what happened. Well, I hurt my hand when I was practicing this week. It's not so bad, but it doesn't help an awful lot. It went well during practice. It only hurt really during the big jumps. I think I'll be able to make a competitive race. I just need to be strong in the head, really, so I can endure the pain, and then there won't be any problem. Second fastest, Philippe Dupasquier, number 15, the Swiss rider. And he's back in good shape once again for the end of the championship. I've had a bit of an up and down season. I've tried quite a few different things that haven't really worked. I achieved a good time. I hope to be able to back that up with a good race as well. I proved in Slovenia, where I had two good starts, that I'm light, and it's a definite advantage at the start of the event. Third fastest is Mauro Del Lago, number 14. And fourth fastest is Britain's Paul Mallin, number 11. Second place in the championship. And the man who's been beaten by Sebastian Tortelli in the 125s, he's got to watch out for Frederic Vial, who's second in the championship, or rather third in the championship, battling for second with Mallin, but Vial down in 8th place after practice. Between Slovenia and the Czech Republic, the organising body took away the points that Sebastian Tortelli and Paul Mallin and Frederic Vial had won in Belgium because they had illegal fuel, it was deemed. So in fact, Tortelli, although we thought he was champion, in fact needs to finish ahead of Paul Mallin to be absolutely sure that he has won the title. So it all gets a bit confusing, but fuel irregularities have been a little bit of a talking point in the World Motocross Championships this year. And Tortelli, as a result, needs to work hard here. He says, I don't mind the disqualification. It doesn't really make any big difference. I'll get the title anyway, so it doesn't bother me. Well, here we go then, ready for the start. It's actually an uphill start, as it was in Slovenia, which isn't such a good news for the big heavy riders, who might be the strongest and the most able on the tougher tracks, but it doesn't help them get away at the beginning. So at the start of the race, And it's in fact Eric Carmelengo who sets off initially from Paul Malin, number 11. Charlier in third and Dalago in fourth place. On the opening lap then, Carmelengo leads from Malin in second place, and Frederic Vial who's come up to third, but Malin now in the lead of the race as we move on to the second lap. And he now leads ahead of Tortelli, number 3. Malin, Tortelli there, 1 and 2. Being chased then by Frederic Vial, Carmelengo, Del Lago, Bob Moore, and Charlier and Dupasquier. Well, Tortelli's now in front as we move on to the fourth lap of the race. Malin dropped back to second position, and Vial in third. Watch out for Bob Moore, number 76 in the middle of that group, the American. But as we go through the race, Tortelli in fact opening up a bigger lead, 6 seconds his advantage as we go through the race. Malin then in second place. And behind these two, the Frenchman Frederic Vial, number 9, in third. Dupasquier is in fourth place, and that's where he ends up finishing. And Traversini, number 38, finishes in sixth place. But in the final few laps, in fact, a change at the front because Paul Malin suddenly shoots ahead of Sebastian Tortelli, and he wins. Takes the victory in this first race ahead of Tortelli and Vial. Great performance from the Englishman.
When I passed him, I realised that there's 2 more laps to go, and he's going to keep pushing. He won't, always. It's like the race in Belgium. He crashed when he was behind me, and then he kept coming and coming, and he's never satisfied until he wins the race. So I didn't think today was going to be any different. I made a couple of mistakes, but nearly had a couple of crashes, and we banged bars on the last lap. But I came out on top, and that's the main thing.
Well, after I had passed a few riders, I realised that I had some engine problems, says Sebastian Tortelli. I decided to keep on pushing, and I passed Carmelengo, Vial and Malin. But then I just felt that I couldn't push too hard because perhaps the engine would break. So I just tried to maintain the gap over Malin. Then at the end I felt the engine was about to break, so I decided to slow down, let Malin pass me and finish second. In the final lap I tried to push him so that he made a mistake, but unfortunately I wasn't able to. So good win for Paul Malin. And talking of British riders, between the 2 heats, a chance to catch up with a former champion, another British rider, David Thorpe, now a team manager, looking after 2 young British riders who can benefit from David Thorpe's great experience in world motocross competition. We spoke to him.
I've been doing it now for 2 or 3 years, mostly in the UK, and this is the first time that we've really come outside of the UK. I think the 125 is a good class. I think for the young rider it's a good stepping stone for the 250s, and I think the racing is excellent. I've taken Carl from England, which is our best prospect in England right now, and I've took Neil Prince, he's been champion in England before, so we started with really young riders.
So to the start of the second race then, and everyone getting in position, hopefully, ready to go. Off they go then, and somebody getting it all a bit wrong, but it's Tortelli, in fact, who leads coming into the first corner, gets the whole shot ahead of Bellametti, Vial and Paul Malin in fourth place. Well, Tortelli opens up an advantage straight away over Frederic Vial, Bellametti and Paul Malin. Malin not quite as quick this time, and Tortelli opening up the advantage. But Malin coming up into second position at last. Well, not at last, but getting past Frederic Vial after another lap or so. And chasing after this rapid Frenchman, Tortelli, who just seems to be able to dominate on any surface, on any track, anywhere around the world. Malin engaged in good battle there with Vial, but finally opening up a bit of a gap. Meanwhile, Bellametti is in fourth place, ahead of Van Drunen. Del Lago there, Jorgensen, number 20. Nunn, number 55, then Phantom, Carmelengo. But up front, Tortelli still has a big advantage. There's Malin on the chase. And Vial is not far behind him. The Frenchman, Frédéric Vial, still not far back in third. Bellometti in fourth place, number 23. And Fanton, number 7. Through towards the end of the race then, and Sebastian Tortelli with another easy win in the end. And poor old Paul Mullin made a mistake towards the end and ended up finishing in fourth place. So Frédéric Vial finishes in second place, and Bellometti, Alessandro Bellometti on the Honda, takes third. Frédéric Vial then, with second position in the end, says, I was able to follow Paul Mullin throughout the race. At one time he built a gap, I closed up again, but I wasn't able to pass, but I knew I could keep up with him. At the end he made a mistake. I think he was tired. It was hard because for 3 Grand Prix he's finished in front of me, and he's had the psychological advantage because he knew he could finish ahead of me, but at last he made a mistake. It's good for me. I've gained a few points. I hope I'll be lucky in the final. And Tortelli, the winner, he said, it was my first whole shot of 1996. That's great. The race went well for me. Good start, good result. Everything was fine. The first ever podium as well for Alessandro Bellometti. So with just the final round of the championship to go in Holzgerlingen in Germany, Sebastian Tortelli having won the championship already. Paul Mullin still involved in a bit of a battle for second.